Easy English Podcast. Let's start, guys.
Have you ever stood in front of a big door and your heart is beating so fast it feels like it's trying to escape from your chest? You've prepared. You've practiced. You've told yourself 100 times, I can do this. But when that moment comes, when someone in a suit looks at you and says, "Why do you want to go to the United States?" your mind suddenly feels like a crowded room. Every word you ever learned just disappears.
Yeah, like the words go on vacation without telling you. Very rude of them.
Right? And you're standing there thinking, I know English. I practiced this. Where did all my English go? It happens to almost everyone. And honestly, that feeling is more common than you think. Today, we're going to sit with that feeling. We're going to talk about one of the most nerve-wracking, exciting, and important moments many people face, the U.S. Embassy visa interview. And we're not going to give you a boring list of questions and answers. No, we're going to talk about it the way two friends would. Honestly, gently, and with a lot of real English you can actually use. So take a breath, get comfortable, maybe make yourself some tea. And let's begin. Hello, and welcome back to Practice Easy English. I'm Marco. And I'm Lena. And if you're new here, welcome. This is your cozy little corner of the internet where we talk about real life in real English. We don't do grammar drills. We don't do textbook stuff. We just talk like humans about things that actually matter to you. And today's topic, it's a big one. It really is. We're talking about the U.S. Embassy visa interview, the questions they ask, how to answer naturally, and how to feel a little less terrified when you walk through that door. I actually got a message last week from a listener. Her name is Sarah, and she wrote, "Lena, Marco, I have my interview next month and I can't sleep. I practice my answers every night, but when I imagine the real moment, my thoughts spiral like a tunnel and I forget everything."
Sarah, I felt that so deeply when I read it.
Me too. And I think a lot of people listening right now feel exactly the same way.
So this episode is for Sarah and for everyone like her.
So Lena, let's just be honest for a second. Why do you think the embassy interview feels so scary? Like, is it just the language barrier, or is it something else? I think it's a combination of things. First, yes, it's in English. And when we're nervous, English suddenly feels like a second language, even for people who speak it every day. Right. It's like your brain goes into panic mode and it forgets everything. But I also think it's the stakes. It's not just a conversation. There's a dream on the other side of that interview. Maybe a university, maybe a family member you haven't seen in years, maybe a job opportunity. So it's not just words, it's everything. Exactly. When you're carrying all of that, when your feelings are like a heavy backpack, your voice trembles a little. Your sentences come out shorter than you want them to. And then you think, oh no, my English is bad. But actually, it's not your English. It's your nerves. Completely. And that's such an important thing to understand before we even talk about the questions. The officer, the person sitting across from you, they're not trying to catch you. They're not your enemy. Mostly, they just want to understand your story. Why are you going? What will you do there? Will you come back? Simple story, clear answers, calm voice. That's the goal. Not perfect English, just clear, honest communication. And you know what? That's actually good news, because perfect English is hard. But honest and clear, anyone can do that. Anyone can do that. Section 2. The most common questions with real conversation.
Okay, so let's talk about the actual questions. Because knowing what to expect is like having a map before a journey. Even if the road is still bumpy, at least you know roughly where you're going. I love that. Let's start with the most classic one, the one almost every applicant gets. What is the purpose of your visit? Or sometimes they say, why do you want to go to the United States?
Okay, so what do most people do when they hear this? They panic. They either say too much, like their whole life story, or they say too little, just tourism, and then silence. Like, tourism, full stop. Is that enough? No? Okay. Exactly. And the officer is sitting there like, okay, can you tell me a little more? So, what's the right approach? Be specific, but not overwhelming. Give a clear, short reason, and add just a little detail. For example, instead of just saying, I want to travel, you could say, I'm going to visit New York and Washington, D.C. I've always wanted to see those cities, and I have about 2 weeks off from work.
See? That's so much better. It's relaxed, it's specific. It sounds like a real person, not a robot reading from a script. And notice, it has the what, the where, and a little bit of why. 3 pieces. That's all you need.
What, where, and a little why.
I like that. Very tidy.
I try.
Okay, next question. This one is a little more personal, I think. They often ask, do you have family or friends in the United States? This one makes people nervous because they think, if I say yes, will they think I won't come back? Right, like it feels like a trap. It can feel that way, but it's not really a trap. It's just context. They want to understand your connection to the country. So what should you say? Be honest. Always be honest. If you have a cousin there, say so. If you have a friend, say so. But then add something that shows your connection to home. Like, yes, I have a cousin in California, but I live with my family here and I have my job here. I'm planning to come back after 2 weeks. So you answer the question, but you also reassure them. You're not running away. Exactly. You're showing them, my roots are here. I'm visiting, not disappearing. That's a really beautiful way to say it. Your roots are here. And I want listeners to feel that too. Your life is here. You're just going on a journey, and you're coming back.